Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm at the northern end of the Peak District National Park at a place called Langsett Reservoir. Car parking for this walk is at a place called Langsett Barn. Put the 3 words on the screen now. It is free, there's room for about 50 cars and some coaches. Public toilets at the car park, and there's some picnic benches and information boards. Today's route is a circular route, about 6 kilometres, going anti-clockwise around Langsett Reservoir, and here's the 3D flyby. So from the car park we drop down to the edge of the reservoir, through the woods, and we get to the major feed at the end, up onto the moors, across the moors a little bit, before we start dropping back downhill, back into the woods, around the edge of the reservoir, cutting again up through the woods, onto a track, left at the road, along the dam wall and back to the car park. I've brought my camera with big lens on, so I'm setting myself another 20 species challenge. At the car park, as soon as I get out of the van, there was just movement everywhere. So I've managed to grab a few shots. So let's see what else I can find. So my route today from the car park, it's taken me anti-clockwise around the reservoir. So starting off in the woods, so I'm a little bit sheltered from the wind at the moment, but then I'm heading up onto the moors where I'm expecting to be buffered by the wind. Hopefully we get a few more types of bird up there. From where I am at the moment on this footpath alongside the reservoir, I can see on the other side of the reservoir Canada geese, grey lag geese and some mallard. So it's overcast, squally showers coming in, so I'm not sure how good my photographs are going to be today. So they're going to be more record shots than proper wildlife photography shots. If I get time at the end of the walk, I'll hang around in the car park and see if I can turn them record shots into something decent. I've stopped because there's some mallard just down on the edge of the reservoir, so I'll see if I can get a decent shot of them. So there's no real navigation required today, it's basically a circular walk around a reservoir. Although the other side of the reservoir, it does go up onto the moors a little bit, but it is well signposted. So the woods around the car park are mixed, so coniferous and deciduous, and lots of wildlife. Then the next section from the car park is basically through a conifer forest, nothing at all apart from 1 or 2 birds on the water. So we've come out the coniferous part and we're now into some woodland that is predominantly silver birch. I was expecting to see a little bit more wildlife here, but not seen anything yet. So we're just approaching the top end of Langsett Reservoir. And here we've got one of the major feeds into the Langsett Reservoir. This was built quite a few years ago, if you notice the fish ladder on the right hand side. So any fish that want to go back to up this river, they can use that fish ladder on the right. So from the bridge at the end where the fish ladder is, starting a bit of a climb uphill, past some woods and up onto the moors. One or two information signs around, but what's really disappointing to see is the amount of dog poo bags just left at the bottom of the signs, thrown over the wall. Absolutely disgusting. Dog owners, there's another one here. Pick your dog poo up, put it in a bag and take it home with you. There's no need for it, it's absolutely disgusting. So just coming up that little section, saw something moving around in the trees. There's a stunning little gold crest. Managed to grab a couple of shots, but they're not the best. But you can still make out what it was. So I was waiting for the gold crest to appear, and then a flock of long-tailed tits appeared. So doing quite well on my 20 challenge today. See what else we can find. Great place for a brew. I think we'll stop here. It's reasonably sheltered. This has just appeared from nowhere, this. Yep, I nearly stood on that little fella. And luckily for me, he hung around long enough for me to grab a photo. And if it's any good, it'll be on the screen right now. Whilst it's a relatively easy walk, this, a little bit of up and down, it's not suitable for buggies or prams or wheelchairs, unfortunately. Sun's up and it's glorious now. Still a little bit of a wind. Do with that though, help dry my waterproofs off. And just through the metal gate, footpath split. That's the longer route. This one here is the permissive path. It's an orange dotted line on the map. That means the landowners could withdraw permission at any time. But we're going to take the shorter route alongside the reservoir. So when I was on the other side of the reservoir, I could see over this side there's some different types of geese and ducks. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for them now. So this section behind me, last time I was here I was on a welfare walk with a company, and on this section, that's just as I was telling the group to be careful because it was slippy, I went over. Camera and lens all the way underwater, and I came up covered in mud and soaked wet through, much to the amusement of the group. Unfortunately, my lens was full of water, so I contacted Sigma and they said they'd have a look. I sent it through the post to them. They've cleaned it out. It came back as good as new. Total price, including postage, £80. So I can't really complain about that. If it had been one of the bigger brands, Nikon, Canon, that would have cost me hundreds. So yeah, well done Sigma. It's getting a bit warm, so I've just taken my waterproofs off. It stopped raining now, and I've not got far to get back to the van. And then when we hit the road, we hang a left down towards the reservoir wall. Nearly back at the car park. I'm on 5 minutes in the van, just going through the images on my camera, seeing how many species we got. A lot of them are just record shots. I want to see if I can get some decent, proper wildlife photography shots. So that's me back at the van. I've had a look through my camera and I can only count 16 species that I've photographed today, and a lot of them are just poor record shots. There might be one or two I can do something with, and I'll put them on the screen at the end. So until next time, that's me signing off. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.